Hi and welcome. So I'm continue, the episodes with testing the Canon USM with the Magic Lantern and different setups. And I really want to, show you behind the scenes and how I'm managing and creating footages with it and how the Magic Lantern actually is working with the Canon USM. Right now I am on the, you know, Magic Lantern, and let me just, because I have now another camera because I'm recording in an OBS. So as you can see it here, I'm on the Canon EOS M. I am using a C-mount lens. It's the Navitar 50 millimeters with a maximum aperture of f/0.95. I have an external monitor. The powering of Canon EOS M is from external battery, and you can see on the right hand up that the transmitter, the Cine Eye from Xsun, that is transmitting to my laptop the image. And this is how you can see me right now, and you can see the preview of the Magic Lantern. And I'm in the 4.5K, and it's the crop mode 1:3, but it has the 16:9 aspect ratio, and I wanted to test a little bit this aspect ratio, the 16:9. I'm on the one of the fifth shutter speed, ISO 100, and the warmness I chose the Kelvin of 6500, so 6500. I still have plenty of time on my SD card. Here you can see it, right? And then the temperature is 41 already because I'm inside. It's working quite for a while. Now let me just check. So with the Cine Eye, I can check the focus, and this is where you can see that I am in focus, right? These white contours. So right now I'm in focus, and I am, exposure wise, I am at 1.7, so quite high levels, but that's kind of okay, great, because it allows me then in the post-production to play a little bit with the raw footages. And for demonstration, let's just go ahead and record a few footage. So I have here my wireless transmitter. So this one, let me just show you. So this one, when I'm pushing the button, then on my Canon EOS M, here at the right hand side up, I have the remote controller for the wireless transmitter, the infrared solution, but I will explain in another episode how that one is just working. So it's getting back to the Xsun. So now let me just change the autofocus. So I mean the focusing that you cannot see. And 1, 2, 3, and now we are recording. And as you can see at the 4.5K and with the 16:9 aspect ratio, well, it just stopped even though it was in green. So that can happen, but let's just restart again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are recording again. Now it's green. Normally it should work, but as you can see, live mode, things like this can happen. But generally it should really work. So there's no problem. It shouldn't be any problem not to work. And when you are in green, as you can see it here, With the green, you can record as much as you wish. Right now I'm at 30 seconds. We can go to the 1 minute and passing through and just record without any problems. So normally, recording at 4.5K 14 bits RAW in the crop mode 1:3 with the aspect ratio of 16:9. Normally it's working without any problems. As you can see it right now, it's recording no problem at all. But let's just change it and put it, so I stopped it. And let's just change it with the 5.2K and 14 bits RAW. So let me just change the preset. So now I'm back with the aspect ratio, as you can see it here, 235, and I'm on the crop mode 1:3 preset 5.2K and 14 bits RAW. And as you can see, with the aspect ratio 2.35:1, it's a little bit different, how this, the framing, but I didn't change, the place of the Canon EOS M. Let me just show you. So it's still there. It's still on the same position with the same lens, always with the Navitar 50mm at maximum aperture f/0.95, the Canon EOS M, and with the Cine Eye from Axon, I can, monitorize and see what is happening. And then again, very important thing is not to forget, I am with the exposure, that's from 1.8. That depends on the harsh lights, because I'm using lights, and I'm doing it especially the usage of the lights, because I want to show you the difference that it makes if you are using harsh lights that, for example, my glasses and the mount of the glasses can reflect to the sensor. And this is one topic that today I wanted to touch upon, is about, the sensitivity of the sensor on the Canon EOS M with the Magic Lantern. Now, I don't know, it's not necessary that the sensor is sensitive. In my opinion, I think the Magic Lantern makes the sensor sensitive to harsh lights, to expositions, and it really, it's decisive on how much of recording time do you have on a good exposition. So you are not exposing correctly your footage, then the recording time will be different. But it is a little bit funny and strange, and that's the downside. I think, in my opinion, the Canon EOS M with the Magic Lantern is that, we can go to not overexposure, but exposure levels to be a little bit high. We could go until 0.76 and still would be usable, the footage, but the Canon EOS M with the Magic Lantern will not allow to record for a long period of time at such a high exposure. So that's really one problem with the Canon EOS M and Magic Lantern. So you have to really expose correctly, not overexpose, because if you are doing overexposure, then unfortunately the recording time limit will be less. Now let's just do a test right now with this harsh light environment. Let me just check out the focus with white. So as you can see, these lines are showing that I am in focus, and that's a good thing. Now let me just undo this from here, and then with my remote control I can start the recording. Let's see how the recording will be. As you can see it here already, you see here I have the harsh light. So normally this is a sign that it will not allow us to record for a long period of time. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, and we start the recording. As you can see, I'm in red already. Now let's just not show. You see, as I took down the and this kind of frame error can happen. So now you can see directly what kind of situations we can, see during the recording with the Canon EOS M. Now again, I'm starting with the recording. So 1, 2, 3, and start. And as you can see, I am in red, but I'm taking down the harsh light, and now I am in yellow, and in yellow I can record normally without any problems. That depends, because if I am moving and changing and some harsh light can affect, then again the recording time can again differ. Like right now, because I was watching and was reflecting the lights that made it to become red. But if there's no harsh lights, then it is recordable without any problems. And yellow, that means also that we can record as much as we want without any concern. If, for example, I'm just showing like harsh lights, it will go to red, you have seen. So harsh lights again, just look here, and it goes red again. No harsh lights. So if there's a reflection of the light toward the sensor that is harsh, then it will stop recording. Now I'm already at 1 minute and something at the highest resolution, and it's still working without any problems. If I will use harsh light, it will stop the recording. But if not, it will record as much as allowed me the space. So this is how it's working. Now I will stop it. And I stopped it, but as you could have seen it, you can see, I think, you see the white is really harsh, a little bit gets overexposed, and that how much has influenced in the recording. So it's just crazy, right? And really, this is something that I wanted to share with you. There are not so many people who know about this that should, tell those ones who are trying or starting to use the Canon EOS M. So this is one problem when we are going outside. Let me just put another. This is why if you are going outside and there's sun, like for example, I'm showing to you again, you see, there's a harsh light, and that harsh light, I think it will reflect to the sensor, and the sensor is just so sensitive that, it will stop the recording. You will get the red recording icon, and after 1-2 seconds max, it will just stop the recording, unfortunately. And the same thing like this one I just showed you. Let's do another exercise in the same way. So 1, 2, 3, I'm starting the recording, and it's starting in red. I don't know, it's remaining in red. Now it's in yellow. There's no harsh light, and it's going fine. So now I could, continue and record without any problems. But as I think I have moved, you see, there was some sensitivity and is stopped. So, but what you have to understand is that this thing is happening because I am really, harsh with the exposition, right? But then I, in my personal, preference, I do prefer a little bit to have harsh exposition, because then I can apply different LUTs and play more a little bit with color grading, just have more fun. As if it's already, the exposition is lower, so the raw footage is a little bit darkened. Then you do not have that much of an option. And just to go back again, so I'm still on the camera, and now I'm going to do something different. So I will show you again with the recording. So I'm pressing here the button, and I will show you what is happening with the camera, so you are understanding how I'm activating the infrared, right? So 1, 2, 3, and I'm pushing it. I don't know if you have seen it, but I have pushed it, and right now it's okay. I am in orange, and normally it should be working. But the idea with the Canon EOS M is that if you are gambling with harsh lights, you can never know. Like right now I'm in red, I don't know why, and it just stopped. So it received some kind of information that there was just some harsh light that he didn't love it. But as you can see, if there's sure and certainly no harsh lights, like right now, like this, it should go to yellow, and it doesn't. So you see that depends on the sensor, what kind of information receives. Right now, let's do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's still in red. No, come on, go in yellow. Okay, orange, red again. So you see that depends, because I'm really using harsh lights. So right now I am in orange, it's working, it's a good position, and I can record as much as I want. But it's conditioned. There are just certain conditions that, we have to be strict. We have to be, really careful on what we are doing, because if not, it will just stop like this one. So it didn't allow me that much to record. But I will do another test just to show you really the difference. I will kill those lights that are doing this kind of reflections, because if you are using harsh lights, like you can imagine when you are outside, for example, in midday with the sunlight, and from some objects, if that light is just reflecting directly to the sensor, it can send the same signals, right? But I will show you right now. I will close down the harsh lights, and you will see the difference. So we are back, and as you can see, there's a big change in the lighting. I mean, you don't see anymore those harsh lights. So right now, let me just check the focus. Okay, so the focus is okay, all right, right? And I am now the exposure is at 3.4. So there's no harsh lights anymore. What that means normally, it means that when I'm doing the recording, and let me just show you. So I'm still on the Canon EOS M. I have a little light there up, but it's not, not in my face. So it's just giving a little bit of light. And right now, because the exposure is 3.4, and as you can see, the lights, no harsh lights. As I'm just starting the recording, 1, 2, 3, start. Okay, I'm in green, but there's an error, so I will stop it. Sometimes you see this kind of errors do appear, but I'm restarting the recording. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and start. And now I am in yellow. Normally it should go to green, but yeah, sometimes it's just, sometimes it's just strange. I don't understand why it's not going to green, but orange also. Okay, it's fine. It's still workable. It will go without any problems. But I would have preferred to go to the green. You have seen it. Last time it went to green. Now it's in orange, but it is working. Now it's recording without any problems in orange also. And yeah, but this exposure, for me, I prefer the exposure when I'm going toward hot. So this one is also okay. You see, I'm at 1 minute recording, and I can record it even more, as much as I want. Even in orange, it's stable right now. So I will stop because I don't want that much of a raw footage. But the point was that it is possible. But I wanted to come back to show you is the 3.3. So at 5.2K 14 bits raw with the crop mode 1/3, we can record it, but it's very important how the exposition, how we are exposing. Now let's do another test, for example. And now we are recording, red, orange. I don't know why it doesn't want to go to green, but orange is a little bit, it's the same thing with green. But yeah, as you can see, it is working. I can record normally as much as I want. Generally, I did some, endurance tests, but with the raw, it's just not interesting, because then changing it from the MLV to DNG, and it's just hard on working on it. And so yeah, you see, I'm at 1 minute, and it goes further and further, so without any problems. But this is due because I am low exposure. So, but sometimes, strangely, it's working with high exposure also. So now I'm at 130 almost, and I will stop it because we'll just have a lot of, it will occupy me a lot of space, right? So I stopped it, and yeah, so I think this is important to know. It's I mean, with Magic Lantern, it's more than with other, cameras. It's very important how you are exposing it. What kind of lights do you using? If you are exterior, if there are harsh lights, then sometimes I saw it that the ND filters are really helping, to balance this exposition. So if you are using an ND filter, a polarizer, or things like this, can eventually help with, with the recording time, and yeah. So let's just do another test. So we are in red, orange. Okay, so yeah, this time I see we will be more in orange. Maybe, I mean, it's still that light, probably doing some kind of reflection on my glasses. And this is a problem when you have, glasses, but I mean, it still works, still allows us to record as much as we want without any problems, even in orange. So that's really not a problem. But yeah, let me just do a test if I'm without any lights. So I can now stop almost 1 minute and continuously is recording. So there's really no problem. It can continue without any problems like this. So I will just stop it. And let me just go and, stop all the lights. Okay, so I, switched off all the lines this time. So there's no, let me just check if I'm in focus. But focus wise, it's okay. So yeah, this is good. And normally I'm at 4 points, so shouldn't be any problems in recording right now. But you see, I mean, I'm just watching it. It depends on how my head is moving, how we allowed, the harsh line. Look, right now I can see 2, 3. So it depends from a lot of point of view, but let's just do a test. Right now I'm still on the crop mode 1:3 preset 5.2K and 14 bits raw, and let's just test it. 1, 2, 3, recording. And I am in red and this just stopped. You see, funny. But let's just start again. And right now it's okay. I am in orange. Maybe I would love if I could have some, a little bit of green, but it seems like today it's just orange, no green. But there are so many things that can influence, can, make a difference. Right now I see it is really in orange, but as I told you, I think it depends a lot of how we are exposing, how we are framing, the shots right now. I mean, orange it's something that we can live with, so it's not a problem. Being in orange, still, workable. It's still recording without any problems. Generally, the Canon USM, you will not use it to record like hours and hours. Oh, and speaking about green, okay, so finally we have the green. Now it's something, the software wise. Maybe he was just stressed out and right now he's feeling good. So now we are in green. We are recording in green, and in green it just gives you more confidence that you can record, longer period of time. I know I recorded, like 32 minute, sessions, like when I was at an event. But generally with raw footages, I'm not trying to record long period. It's more about, more different, from different part shots. So just a couple of minutes maximum. But yeah, you see now it's in green and it's working. So generally I didn't understand why this time was in orange, but when I'm stress testing, probably sometimes it goes to be, just like in I don't know, I don't really have answers for everything, but here you can see it. If you are not overexposing it, then it will be green and you can record as much as you wish. So not to have any problems with the space, because then working with big files, so I will stop it. But as you can see, I'm already at 3 minutes and it will record without any problems as much as you have juice and if you have space. Let me just, because I am on OBS, let me just show you. So it's my camera died, the other one. Yeah, unfortunately. Let me just see if I can change it. I wish I could help you. I could show you, the up. Oh, I think the battery died. So unfortunately the battery has died. With my other camera, it's a little bit complicated when you want to do more things in the same time. As you can see, so 4 minutes and we can go further and further. So there's no need. I will just stop it right now because on green, as I told you, even in the highest resolution, we can go as much as we wish. So I'll stop it right now. I'm at 4.5 and yeah, we can go 30 minutes without any problems. So yep, here we have it. We stopped it. Yeah, so I was at 4.3 and the harsh light wasn't that harsh because the sun was not directly in my face. But yeah, it's crazy. But with this camera, it's all about, positioning and how do you record. So it really, makes you to think of a lot of things, and there's the limitations with a Canon EOS M. So you have to work with a lot of limitations, but for me it's a hobby. So I sometimes I'm losing. I'm not that patient, but I understand that with the Canon EOS M you can get great results, but you have to work a lot. You have to think a lot and just overcome all these things that sometimes doesn't really make sense. It makes sense, but it's frustrating because you say why it has to be like that. For example, why we cannot record with the Canon EOS M in harsh light conditions. If we are overexposing it, so be it. It's out. But no, here the camera will tell you you are not allowed. You cannot, because if you are overexposing and recording it, it will just not work. Couple of seconds, and that's all. So yeah, unfortunately, that's the problem with it. But all that being said, it's still, interesting, fascinating camera that allows us to have, uh, great opportunities, great possibilities to film and come with, nicely framed shots, beautiful colors and ideas. So it's the best choice if you are a beginner filmmaker, somebody who just likes to film and then play with that footage in the post production. Because recording raw, it's all about that. You are recording like I'm recording right now, and then in the post production you are color grading and working the scene as you want. Of course you have even with these limitations, but those limitations for a camera that is around 250 300 dollars, that's really affordable. So there's a good opportunity and a good way to learn things. So yeah, today I just wanted to show you again behind the scenes. I mean, these are things that somebody who is starting with a magic lantern on Canon cameras should be aware of. You should understand what you are against and what are the limitations. If you are thinking that you are buying a $250 camera that will do the same thing like I don't know, a Sony FX3 or even a Sony Alpha 4 uh, or I don't know, or Lumix SX5 or whatever other brands, that high level lines are doing, then no, it will not do. You can manage to get close, but with a lot of work. Well, you have to overcome a lot of things, situations. As I told you with the lighting, you cannot do errors. You can do errors, but then you have to understand that those errors will be, negatively rewarded, if I can say. I mean, if you are using, like you see, harsh lights, you will be limited. Or if you are doing a feature film, sometimes you can get even in the good best lighting like this. I start recording, and okay, not now, but you have now it gives me green because I am at a low exposure. So yeah, I mean, this is how it is. This is the reality of the Canon EOS M. I mean, you shouldn't be bothered with it. Yeah, we have to just accept it and be happy that it's working as it's working. I mean, I'm always telling to people, now it's green, so I will stop it because, right, I'm just telling all the time to those who are starting right now with the Canon EOS M with the Magic Lantern that today where it is, Magic Lantern is amazing. I started Magic Lantern when at the beginning when it was disastrous. I mean, we didn't have a preview like we have right now. I mean, look at it. I'm looking at the preview and I can see the real footage, the footage that will be recorded. What I'm looking at, that's what I will get. So if I'm hitting record and I'm recording, well, this is the footage that I will get. This is the footage that that I can follow and I can see how it is framed and what is happening. As before it wasn't like this. The preview was not realistic, and sometimes we just had to imagine or think that frame is correctly and that shot is correctly framed. So there's a lot of advancement, but right now I can understand the developers, I mean, having difficulties, and this project should have already arrived at another level. But if somebody is doing by passion, sometimes If you are advancing with the project, that's fine, that's okay. If you are not, then not. So today, as it is, the Magic Lantern, I mean, as I told you, still a great opportunity. Overall, you have nice presets. I mean, crop mode, sincerely, it's extremely good. You have those this preset 1:3. You have the 5.2K 14 bits RAW. You have this is a 2.35, or you can choose the 2.39 by 1 aspect ratio. And if you want the 16:9 to cover the entire screen somehow, yeah, then you can choose the 4.5 K 14 bits RAW, and that's also really good option. Then you have the other ones, the 3:3 or 1:1, and there are good presets. I mean, I know with CCTV lens not to have problems with vignetting if I'm using a 12 millimeter or a 16 millimeter CCTV lens. I'm using the crop mode 1:1, the 2.5, 2.8K or 3K 14 bits RAW, and they are really good. I mean, and recording then it's completely different. It's strange, but with those presets, even with harsh light conditions, you can record, so the sensitivity is not that much. So I'm thinking that maybe in this preset, 1:3 5.2K 14 bits RAW or 4.5K with 16:9 aspect ratio, I think it's tied to the data also. Maybe if the exposure, we have a higher exposure, probably we have more data, so it has to process more data, and that's why also is limiting the recording time. I mean, I'm not that technical savvy, but yeah, I'm just showing to you how things are happening. Let me just one more time, recording 1 2 3. I am directly in green, so that's really nice. And you see, it's everything about exposure. If the exposure it's correct, then we have green without any problems. If it's changing, like this moment, the sun is reflecting more, it's just transformed in orange. Still, in orange is still good. It's okay. It allows me to record without any problems. But you see, it's all influenced about light exposure. So exposure wise, it's really important. So I think those of you who are having problems with the recording, it's all about the majority is exposure. Because if you touched and checked the idea of having a good, a good SD card, if you are eliminated the heat, so you are an external power, so you have no problem with the power. Not even you do not use the monitor from the camera, you are using an external monitor, then normally there's no problem not being able to record more time. Like you see in orange, it's just working without any problems. You can record. I'm recording at 5.2K and 14 bits RAW. But if I'm going outside, obviously myself, I will be in the same situation. Let me just stop. I will be in the same situation. I will be, I have to frame my shots and see what can I do with the harsh lights. That's why on a lens I will use sometimes ND filters, variable ND filters, and I saw that the lights crossing an ND filter will be not so harsh, so probably it will help. Then if you need and you want to use a polarizer or other filters, probably it helps even more with the recording time, with the recording period. So I hope this is helpful for those of you who are having problems with the Canon EOS. Just understand that everybody has the limitation. We know the limitation, but we find always solutions to overcome the limitations. And if we are doing that, then I say there's no problem. Things are just functioning as they should. Again, let's just do another test. 1, 2, 3. And starting in orange this time, because I have more lights coming from the window. But yeah, I'm on orange, and for me orange, I mean, sometimes it's true, from orange can go to red and then the recording will stop. But if we are on orange and the lights will not become more open, harsh, then it will go without any problems. So yeah, this is what we are doing who are using, Canon EOS M with the Magic Lantern or other Canon camera with the Magic Lantern. We are trying to overcome this kind of situations. I'm using the Canon EOS M with the Magic Lantern more than for 4 years, and I'm using it on a daily basis. I'm trying to use almost on a daily basis. I have a lot of filming with the Canon EOS M and Magic Lantern. If you want to see only the results, I have another channel. I will put in the description box below the link toward that channel. It's DAZ_here, and that's my channel, and there I'm just uploading the compositions, those ready ones that I'm exporting on DaVinci Resolve in 4K, and I have already color graded them. So thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.